Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Weinberg, my name is Jake Graybill. I'm an attorney from Wichita, Kansas. I represent Jim Nungasser in the lawsuit that he brought against Josh Bryant arising out of an automobile accident that occurred in Wichita.
Yes, sir.
You're aware of that?
Yes, sir.
We're here this morning to take your deposition in this case, and I suppose to start out, maybe I should have you identify yourself.
My name is Stephen David Weinberg. Address is 2317 Southeast 7th Street, Lee Summit, Missouri.
And what is your occupation?
An accident reconstructionist, sir. I am the president of a small Missouri-based corporation, Accident Reconstruction Consulting Limited.
What is an accident reconstructionist?
It's a person who mathematically assesses usually traffic accidents and applies known formulas and physics laws to the occurrences that happened. And usually what it boils down to in the final draw is an assessment of time and distance on the sequence or the events that occurred during the accident.
How far do you measure that distance to be? Where the arc goes over that pencil line that you, from the stop bar to the point where it crosses that vertical line.
3 3/16 inches.
And that is, when you convert that from the scale, what does that convert to?
68 feet approximately, sir.
What are the numbers?
3 3/16.
Okay, well, here, run it out for me.
Run it out.
Yeah, calculate it for me.
And again, I do this on the computer.
You can't do it, can you?
Not without my formulas in front of me. No, sir. I can't do it from my head.
You're not able to do a simple scaling problem with a calculator.
I don't wish to make any mistakes. I use instrumentation that
You
does it
can't
exact.
show us a formula based on the numbers you just gave me that will spit out a 68-foot distance, can you?
Not here today. I can't. No.
And you don't know how you did it.
Oh, I know how I did it, sir. I can show
Well,
you.
then show me how you did
I
it.
can't show you without the formula sheets that I need to do it with.
Well, what are the formula sheets that you need? What formula do you need other than to know that the scale is 1 to 20?
To convert the 20-foot down to the 16th of an inch measurements.
You don't know how to do that?
I'm not prepared to do it without my formula sheets directly here in front of me. I'm not going to guess at anything.
Isn't that about an 8th grade arithmetic problem?
No, I'm not going to do it without my formula sheets.
Would you try?
I'm not going to do it without my formula sheets, sir.
Would you try?
For exactness, no.
Would you instruct your expert witness to try? Mr.
The
Powell?
witness has answered your question. What's your next question?
Are you going to get in front of the jury and tell them you can do that?
I'm going to tell them I use my formula sheets, sir, for all the conversions and all the formulas that I utilize. I don't draw anything from memory. I don't do anything from memory without my formula sheets. For sake of accuracy, I'm not going to guess at anything.
Nobody's asking you to guess at anything.
And I'm going to
Mr.
use my
Mr.
formula
Weinberg.
sheets, and that's the only way I'm going to do stuff.
Describe these formula sheets for me.
They're all the calculations that I utilize in all of my reconstruction work. And for accuracy's sake, I don't just draw them out of the air. I actually go back to the formula sheets or the computer and do the conversions within the formula itself.
Give me the formula. you saw the formula, would you be able to recognize it?
Not unless it's on my sheet, sir, and not unless it's written the way my sheets are. And the way I was trained, I'm not going to just pull numbers out of the air because somebody hands me a formula. I'm going to check it with my basis that I used, and that's the only way I'm going to do it.
Are you capable of deriving any of these formulas?
Of deriving them? No, sir, not generally. We have been taught of how to look them up in the book, and I have been taught in the use of them, but to break them down and derive them back to the square root and kinetic energy, no.
Where does square root and kinetic energy come into this particular formula?
Are you talking about all the formulas, sir? You asked me, can I do any formulas? Can I derive any formulas?
You can't derive the formula for this.
I'm not a mathematician, no, sir. I've been trained in the use and the application of the formulas, I did not create them.
Wouldn't the formula be 3 3/16 times 20 equals X?
That's the base formula, but you have to convert it to what is 3/16 of an inch across the board, and without my calculation sheets here in front of me, I'm not going to do it.
You're telling the jury that you don't know how to convert 3/16 to a decimal value. Is that the problem?
I'm just not going to do it without my formula
Well,
sheets.
is that the problem?
No, I'm just not going to do it without my formula sheets that show me.
Because you don't want to or because you can't?
I'm not going to do it without my formula sheets.
Listen carefully to the question I'm going to ask you, and I'd like an answer to it, please. Is the problem of converting 3/16 to a decimal value? Is that the problem?
Without my formula sheets, without my information that I normally work off of, I am not going to try to do any numbers. And you can ask that question over and over again, and I don't have an answer for you.
I would like to have a responsive answer to my question. And the answer you gave was not responsive to the question I asked.
And the answer is no.
No, that's not the problem.
That's
Okay.
not
That's not what's
that's not the
concerning
issue
you.
here. That's not
Okay.
the issue here.
Would you then please convert 3/16 to a decimal value for us?
Not without my formula sheets, no.
Can you do that without a formula sheet?
I'm not going to do it without a formula sheet, sir, for accuracy's sake. I don't do any of my calculations without my formula sheets.
My question is, can you do it?
I'm
Do
not
you know
going
how
to
to
do
do
it.
it?
I'm not going to do it.
That isn't the question. My question is, are you capable of doing that without some kind of a reference material?
Objection form.
And that's exactly my answer. I cannot do it without my reference material.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling you. I
Okay.
will not do it.
Well, you told me that there's a real difference.
No, I
between
will not.
I will not do it and I cannot do it.
I will not do it without my reference material to make sure.
But are you telling, because we're going to want to put this in front of the court about whether you're cooperating, I want to know if you are telling the court you can do it, but you're refusing to do it, or you can't do it without reference materials. Which is it?
I've answered the question, sir. I can't answer it any different.
Well, you haven't answered the question.
Yes, I have. In my opinion, I have, and I can't answer any different.
Well, are you capable of calculating the decimal value of 3/16 without reference materials?
For sake of accuracy, I'll have to say no.